We will move very quickly, but it would be remiss if we did not give an opportunity to an amazing team to come up and present what they've been able to do in a very, very short amount of time. And what I think that's going to mean for what is currently and probably for a while going to be the largest country using Mojaloop, with Bangladesh. So with that, I'd like to ask Julie Guetta to come up to talk about the results of the Bangladesh Accelerator very quickly, and then we'll get you to lunch, and then give the team from Spectrum an opportunity to present what they've done.
Thank you. I'll try to be quick because I know I'm the only thing like between you and your lunch. As Steve mentioned, as Steve mentioned earlier today, Bangladesh Bank has chosen Mojaloop as a foundation for its new inclusive instant payment system. And basically, like where we were in Dhaka, we also took this as an opportunity to run a Mojaloop Accelerator program. So for those of you who are not fully familiar with what the Mojaloop Accelerator program is, it's basically a program that aims to build local expertise that can operate and evolve the Mojaloop platform independently of the foundation or any foreign organization. And as such, it's basically the base for a country to achieve its aim of digital sovereignty. So the program equips local actors, especially system integrators, with the functional and technical know-how to deploy, configure, maintain, and run a Mojaloop-based inclusive instant payment system. It blends online learning, in-person workshops, and hands-on build time. And on the build time, you're going to see it in a minute. So in Bangladesh, the cohort began in August. Of 9 companies that expressed interest, 6 completed the online training, and 2 were selected to demo what they built at an instant payment system event organized in Dhaka in front of the full financial ecosystem, including the governor of the central bank. Okay, what is truly remarkable is the transformation the Accelerator program participants achieved. In just 6 weeks, I repeat, 6 weeks, they went from not knowing at all about Mojaloop to be able to deploy a real system that can process both peer-to-peer and G2P payment system. And today you are actually gonna see it. What you're gonna see is not a mock-up or a fake interface, it's a real system that is almost production ready. So with no further ado, can I ask the Spectrum team to come to the stage before we launch your demo?
Or inclusive instant payment system. Before we begin, we would like to present a short overview of Spectrum. Spectrum has been involved in real-time gross settlement, or RTGS, with Bangladesh Bank since 2013. Here is a top-level diagram of how Mojaloop IIPS works. There are 2 end users from 2 digital finance service providers, or DFSPs. Now, these DFSPs can be banks, bKash, Nagad, Rocket, etc. And the end users are under those particular DFSPs. The users can be general users or merchants. And at the middle, as you can see here, there is an IPS hub or Mojaloop switch, which will monitor all of the transactions between the DFSPs and will be observed in turn by Bangladesh Bank. As you can see here, this is a use case scenario from our previous table slide. As you can see here, the bKash mobile wallet sends transactions through the Mojaloop IIPS hub to the bank, and which in turn sends it to a fintech or merchant. In this particular slide, we have deployed a scaled-down version of Mojaloop Helm deployment within our cloud servers. As you can see here, it is a testing toolkit that has been used to test the P2P test case scenario transaction. Now, this P2P transaction here is essentially, there's 2 DFSPs. As you can see in the bottom, there's Sonali Bank and bKash, which we will discuss more in our demo section of this presentation. In this slide, as you can see here, we are showing our standard provisioning collection, which is a module test case for our local deployment, in which we had a total of 460 assertions, in turn which returned 100% passed percentage, where all of those assertions did not fail and in turn passed accordingly. Now we will perform a P2P transfer by using the testing toolkit. For example, there are two GFSPs, Pink Bank and Green Bank. To show the demo, we'll have to do the provisioning first. So in the provisioning section, we have to put down the payer's name and MSIDN, which is essentially a phone number that the database can later look up to find out the exact provision pair that we're generating right now. So while it goes through, we can actually discuss some of the other stuff that we have here. As we can see, the pair will essentially be looked up from the database based on their MSIDN, and in turn we can then select a particular quotation format, so which means essentially how much it will cost to send that particular transaction to the receiver. Now this process takes a little bit of time, so we might have to wait a little bit.
So you can see this is a real environment that is being built. That's why it's taking a bit of time.
Looks like our provisioning is complete. So just like we mentioned earlier, we will just look up the phone number, and we should be able to get the user here. And as you can see, we have the user here. We can just put down an amount we want to send, put down the currency, and get a quotation based on for the cost that it will cost us to send that transaction through. Since this is a testing environment, we won't need to pay anything in terms of fees or commissions. We can set that if we require to be necessary. As you can see here, the transaction has indeed gone through, and it should be mentioned that between the DFSP's transactions, all of these transactions are going through the module loop switch, which is in the middle and basically observes all of the transactions that goes from and through each DFSPs. Now moving on, we can check the hub console for our settlements. Here, as we can see, we can pick a settlement model from here, and which will execute shortly. It will refresh our accounts and settlements as well. It will create a new settlement ID for us, which will update the amount of transaction that we did. As we can see, it has given us the DFSPs and the amount that has gone through during this transaction. Now we will move on to the module loop switch, which will be the Bangladesh Bank's finance portal, who will be able to monitor each of the transactions from their end as well. So if we check the timers properly here, so we can actually observe each of the payments that has gone through. We can find them very easily. So as you can see here, just the payment we just did, we can actually see it here. And it contains all of the information that we had previously put in, including the amount, payers, name, ID, currency, including their MSIDN as well. We can also view the technical details like their names, information, lookup events, quotation events, and transfer events as well. Now, another one of these features on the business financial portal is the financial positions. So each time a settlement has gone through, it will also shift and change to reflect that change here as well, which can be monitored by the module loop switch, which will be under Bangladesh Bank's purview. So for the final portion of our demo, I'll be showing you the security end as well here for each transaction on how they are essentially handled in the backend as well. So as you can see here, the transfers that went through earlier, and all of these events are essentially logged in the backend according to their particular APIs. To ensure that each of these transfers are secure, we can see here that each of these transfers are essentially requiring a handshake method for them to be valid and to be deemed complete. So for each transfer, so you can see here, each of these APIs send out a request and receive a response in return to make sure that yes, state has indeed gone through and is complete, and be only deemed valid when the response is received by the sender DFSP. So this in turn means basically the handshake process needs to be complete for each or any transfer to go through properly. So that was all we wanted to showcase in our demo for today. Thank you for listening. And if you do have any questions, please feel free to ask. We are available to answer any of your queries. And thank you. Have a good rest of your day. And yeah, thank you very much.
Congratulations again on like building such an amazing environment and like graduating from the Accelerator program. Would you like to share your experience in just a minute?
Here we come to share our success story with you. So, very good day to you all. I am Sanjay Kumar Shaha, project manager. With me is my colleague Mr. Abidur Rahman, and we are representing Spectrum Engineering Consortium Limited, is one of the leading IT system integrators in Bangladesh. Spectrum has been providing professional IT services for over 30 years and supporting digital transformation across both public and private sector. We are honored to hear. We are honored to be here at Mojagam 29 event. So first, our sincere thanks to Mojalo Foundation for inviting us and giving us the stage to share our success story. So every journey begin with a challenge. So for us, the challenge was clear. How can we practically demonstrate that Mojalo can enable instant, inclusive, interoperable, and secure digital financial service in Bangladesh? Sorry. With that challenge, we registered for the Mojalo Accelerator program on July 17, 2025. Following the guidance of the Mojalo team, we quickly began the graduate courses, and I am proud to say that 6 of our engineers are now graduates. Then came to the real test deployment. In just 6 weeks, we worked tirelessly to set up a production-ready environment and prepared live demonstration in line with the Mojalo use case to life. And the results were exciting. We showcased peer-to-peer payments. We demonstrated successfully, and most importantly, we presented this use case in the front of the Honorable Governor of Bangladesh Bank alongside leaders from the both public and private banks in Bangladesh. This achievement was a big step forward, not just for our team, but for the future of digital financial inclusion in Bangladesh. We believe this is only the beginning, and we are committed to continue the journey with Mojalo. Thank you to all.
Thank you, and welcome to the community. And I know this is only the beginning because the teams have already asked how they can contribute more, especially on G2B payment and building a UI. So thank you and congratulations again.